How's it going, everybody? Bryan Alvarez here on Wrestling Observer Live. We are here every day, Monday through Friday, noon Pacific, 3 Eastern, Sundays, 3 Pacific, 6 Eastern, Saturday mornings with Jim Valley, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 Eastern, Sundays with Andrew Zarian. And yes, it is Wednesday here on the show. You know what that means? We got a lot to talk about here today. And in fact, guess who's back? Lance is back today. He had his surgery on his nose and went in today and apparently had his nose cleaned out of some stuff that was in it, snot or something, and now he can breathe. And so he is going to be on the show today, and I've heard he's having a problem with his camera. I'm a little skeptical. I think he went in and got a full nose job done and came out of it looking like Pinocchio and doesn't want the world to see. But anyway, he's going to be on the show here today. And he'll tell us about what's going on. So we'll get to that. And then, of course, we have all of the Wednesday news. Dynamite is tonight. We got matches scheduled for the show. We got last night's NXT to talk about, including the Mr. NXT contest, which it was just weird. And I'll tell you why it was weird. It was just, it was just weird. So anyway, we'll tell you about that. We got some updates on Jerry Lawler and MJF's knee injury that he suffered last week. The legal issues between AEW and Ryan Nemeth. Update on Dustin. We got some ratings notes, how the shows did this past week. And then we have got the NXT TV report. So a lot to get into here today. If you want to text us, 425-780-7566. That is 425-780-7566. F4W Online at gmail.com. F4W Online, Threads, Instagram, and Cameo at Bryan Alvarez X and Blue Sky. Back in a moment to kick it off here on Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful.
Happy birthday, dear Granny.
Happy birthday, Granny. Happy 95th birthday.
Thank you.
You got balloons behind you as well, Vinny. People can't really see them.
No.
They think it might just be your hump. But it's very festive
I
day
should not
today.
laugh at that. That's a horrible insult that you just gave
Yeah,
me.
you laughed. It was a good one.
But it was funny.
Happy birthday!
Okay.
Happy birthday, Granny!
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I don't even know what you just said. Okay, go.
Bye!
Bye, girls. Close the door, please. Rob Wanska, a top fan. That granny is one of a kind. If you cannot see that, you're blind. Whether she's knitting a quilt or giving Brian some guilt, she's the greatest old gal that you'll find.
Was that, who was that?
Producer
That was
Rob.
Rob.
Producer Rob?
Yeah.
Fine
like
job,
that.
Rob.
He has talent?
Thank you,
Great.
Rob.
Wow.
This is Mariah May versus Anna J. Anna has a problem. Her top seems to want to drop down. She has to keep pulling it up. Mariah pins Anna for the win. I think Anna just gave up due to the fact that her wardrobe was malfunctioning.
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if they wore decent clothes, it'd be better.
Hmm.
Those T-straps are ridiculous.
Those what?
T-straps. Don't you know what a T-strap is?
No, I do not know what a T-strap
I don't think
is.
there's a T-strap in Brian's closet, Granny.
No.
I don't know.
T-strap. Oh, a thong? Why don't you say a thong?
A what?
Never mind. You don't know what a thong is?
No.
Why are we having this conversation?
What part of the body is it on?
Does it go on the
woman.
top or the bottom?
On your
Butt?
butt. Yep.
Okay.
Granny had to be very careful. So it's a thong.
Why are we having this conversation?
According to the Old Testament of the Bible, who is the father of both Isaac and Ishmael?
Job.
Abraham.
Wrong.
Oh, really?
Abraham.
I just...
Did you say that?
Yes, he
I'm so-
did.
Yeah, I
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah.
I just didn't hear you.
Well, Granny, I hope you had a happy birthday today.
I had to.
Hey, we got a special present for you. You are officially being inducted, yes, into the Hall of Awesome.
It's about time.
Yes. You know what that is,
Oh,
Granny?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I want everybody to see this. How can I show it?
Clearly, Granny is really excited about being inducted into the Hall of Awesome. She's busy showing off her trophy.
Is that an old gray mare trophy?
It's got a horse on it for some reason. All right, back here on the show. Bryan Alvarez here, Wrestling Observer Live. Yes, he's back. Lance is back amongst the living here. Oh, look at that face.
Man, it's been a long week, brother, I'll tell you, but
Your voice sounds different.
Well, my throat and mouth are incredibly raw from mouth breathing for an entire week in a dry climate.
Only a week?
Well, yeah, at least a week anyway, but so my throat and mouth are very sore, but I can breathe through my nose, which I couldn't for the last week, so I'm improving. And that's also why I'm very scruffy and unshaven, is my upper lip and around my nose is still very tender, so I'm not able to shave yet.
So can you breathe better is the question than you did before the surgery? Do we know that yet?
Well, we don't know for sure because my problem was intermittent. Like, there'd be times where I could breathe relatively okay, and then my sinuses would just shut down, and I couldn't breathe through my nose anymore. But I'm currently breathing better through my nose than I was when my nose was doing better before the surgery. So as long as I don't get the flare-ups, then definitely a big improvement.
Wow.
But I'll have to wait and see if I get the intermittent flare-ups or not.
When can you start making your return to walking? When do you get to start the streak again?
Not sure yet. I'll have to look at that and see. It took me, I think, an entire week just to get my 10,000 steps post-surgery. Because the day after my surgery, I had a total of 377 steps. And then each day it got better and better, and I'll probably, hopefully start next week again, but I'll have to take a look at it. But she was unconcerned with me flying now, so my making it to Slammiversary is no longer in question, barring any kind of freak incident.
Like when you first got out and were bleeding everywhere?
Well, yes. If that happens,
wasn't good.
then there'd be a concern. No, but yeah, the having blood pour out of your nose randomly on the side of the road was fun.
Maybe you should try a cough drop to coat your throat.
Yeah, I'll give that a go later, but
Just don't leave it in the bowl and...
Yes, extra protein, you get those ants.
Yeah.
For those who
disgusting.
listened to the Brian, Vinny, Granny, and Craig and Sean show.
If you haven't been listening to the Granny Show lately, everybody, I mean, you should be listening. It's up there for subscribers right now. I've started to just record what happens before the show as well. I should do that for Observer Radio. Holy smokes. But yeah, you can go up and check it out. Granny's been eating ants. Yeah. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten, Lance?
I was told it was eel intestine.
Oh, yeah?
Bam Bam Bigelow, Tenru, and I went out for dinner and some drinks. I think it was actually the night my daughter Rebecca was born. I was in Japan, and he took us out, and we had, some food and a few drinks, because again, I wasn't going to disrespect Tenru and say no. But then they had this little bowl with these slimy little things of black goo, for lack of a different description.
You were better off drinking.
And Tenru told me to try it. And again, I respected Tenru enough that I'm like, all right, sir. And it was incredibly disgusting. And immediately, I didn't feel drunk at all beforehand because I only had, a tiny amount to drink. But as soon as I took that, man, I felt sick and wobbly and unwell. And Bam Bam had to help me get back to my hotel room.
Wow.
Yeah, it was gross.
So Tenru was trying to kill you.
Perhaps.
So you don't know what it was that you ate?
Well, they said it was eel intestine, but I
yeah?
don't know if that was in fact true.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Well, I'm glad that your health is turning around. Your nose is turning around. That leads us to the top story today. Another former wrestling great, Lance, who's had a lot of health issues of late. Jerry the King Lawler, at a city council meeting on June 9th, which would have been yesterday, an honorary street name change was approved in recognition of Jerry Lawler. A portion of Homer Street in Memphis, Tennessee. I presume Homer didn't vote. Probably would have been not down with his idea. It'll be renamed after him, with a stretch of road located near Treadwell Middle School between Rhea Avenue and Given Avenue. Resolution approved by all council members at the meeting. No further details were established. And, of course, he's had a lot of health issues of late. Multiple strokes, I believe. And he's still under a WWE Legends deal. But that's the latest on Jerry Lawler. He seems to look all right, but, I don't know how well he can speak at this point. But
For a guy who died live on Raw, he's looking pretty good.
he sure did. Yep. We've also got MJF update. He went on Instagram, uploaded a recovery video, and he was in a cold plunge. Very recently, he said, I hurt my left knee. I hyperextended it in a match against Rush, who is a bad person, he adds. I think we all agree on that. And honestly, this match happened on Wednesday. It is now, I believe, a Tuesday. My inflammation in my knee has drastically gone down. Obviously, there's still a lot of inflammation and pain. Being honest with myself, without this cold plunge, I do believe it would have taken me a lot longer to start feeling like myself. Honestly, he's plugging Nordic Wave. Get out of here. Get out of here, Max. What are we doing? You ain't getting a free plug on this show. You still owe me for MJF coin.
He just did.
He tricked me. But anyway, the point is, he did, I was watching the match, and they did a spot, and he started selling his knee. And then, a little bit later, I heard he hurt his knee. And I was like, I thought it was just a spot. Because there was a spot, and it kind of was built into the match or whatever. And so then it was like, no, he actually got hurt. It was the running drop kick in the corner. So I went back, and I looked at the footage of the running drop kick in the corner. And the video that they have, Rush hits the running drop kick in the corner, and you can only see MJF's right leg, but Rush comes nowhere near it. And I was like, it's kind of interesting. And then, there were some other people that were like, I don't know about this this injury. But I was like, no, I was specifically told it was a real injury. That then I guess he must have worked a spot into the match around it after that. But days went by, and then I think it was maybe Monday or Tuesday. There was a video from another angle, a fan cam. And man, Rush goes for that drop kick, and he lands right on MJF's completely straight left knee. And that looked like it sucked. So anyway, appears that he seems by his Instagram to be indicating he's going to be fine. But it's always one of those, you see all these people doing crazy dives and big spots. And I mean, even Ray, for crying out loud, on his reverse Hurricane Run almost killed himself. But a lot of injuries are, I took a drop kick in the corner and the guy landed on his leg. And
the baseball slide has taken out so many guys.
Dude, I hyperextended my knee taking a snake eyes. Of all things. It's not even a bump. You get dropped on the top rope and you land on your feet. And I guess it's one of those normal things, I think I'm taller than I really am. So I thought the ground was...
You'd almost have to be.
I thought the ground was where it wasn't, and then it wasn't there. And then when it was there, my leg was too straight, and I hyperextended my leg, and it frickin' sucked. So anyway, yeah, hopefully he's back in action soon. The Dynamite show is tonight, and we will go over the lineup for Dynamite after the break. How much of NXT did you see?
Everything but the main event.
Oh.
Well, I honestly forwarded through much of the Mr. NXT stuff.
We'll talk about Mr. NXT after the break. All right, we'll be back in a moment, everybody. Right? Wrestling Observer Live. Wrestling Observer Live. We'll be right back. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. We all went to the AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view in the Tacoma Dome. What a dump.
They've remodeled in the last 5 years.
I don't want to watch a show in the Tacoma Dome. I'm over that part of my life.
So this is all about
I
you,
want
okay.
It is all about me. It's my show.
Yep.
Sick of these crappy dumps.
Rico. Yes. Rico Constantino.
Mm-hmm.
When Rico Constantino showed up on the screen, I almost fainted.
If you would have slapped me with a bass, I would have been less surprised.
A bass,
Yeah.
you say?
Excuse me?
You heard me.
Now, you mean the fish or like a bass, the instrument?
No, a bass.
Well, he would have said a bass if he meant a bass.
Shibata hooks a rear naked choke, and Shibata's shoulders were down, and the referee counted 3.
I don't care what happened in Florida in 1973.
That is an Eddie Graham babyface finish when he wanted to heel to get a fluke win.
The crowd hated it.
Hated it.
You know, people are upset that Adam Cole's back as a babyface or whatever.
Why?
But, dude, he's been gone for a year. So they obviously want to do Adam Cole and MJF. MJF is a heel.
Mhm.
So obviously Adam Cole is coming back as a babyface.
Yes. Will Ospreay, Takeshita, and Ricochet. My rating for this match was 1 zillion stars. I believe this may be my new favorite 3-way ever. John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson.
You have to
Not a
say it in
fun
such a
match.
sad way.
Yes! It was sad. It was a sad match.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, before we even get to the post-match. The whole thing, start to finish, was sad. It was meant to bum you, the fans, out.
It worked.
It worked. It elicited emotions, which is what art is supposed to do.
It was very much like The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels when Undertaker retired him. And, like, that's exactly what happened, is everyone just slowly stood up and quietly, sadly walked out of the building that night.
There was one gentleman that was walking by us, and he was dripping in Bryan Danielson's merchandise.
Hmm.
And he was wailing. And he cried, I forget my language, I can't believe they punked out my favorite wrestler like a bitch. And he was so
Wow.
upset.
And we go into that press conference. All I got to say about Don Callis is, man, I can't help but notice he's got a big mouth when he's got Takeshita right next to him, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That was a scintillating question. And I think maybe after that, we're finally, the Bryan and Vinny show might actually just be the Bryan show. That was producer Rob level stuff right there. Need to work on your game a little bit. Okay. Next.
Rob's so excited and happy now. He texted me today. So it looks like I'm feuding with Don Callis. Ha ha. That's what he texted me.
That's not the way I took it at all. I looked at his wiener, and now he's mad at me. Duh.
You geeks in the chat don't know how to snap your finger like that? Look at these amateurs. How do you snap your fingers? The old school way?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yep.
Yeah, there's this way. Guys don't know how to do that?
Why would we care?
Well, I did it before the break, and everyone's like, what are they doing with his hand? Snapping. Trying to tell Dom, like, let's get that computer going, brother. But anyway. All right, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Mr. NXT. We haven't even reviewed it yet. You didn't watch it.
I skipped through those for my own personal mental health.
Really? It wasn't like I was expecting, like I was all excited for it. And then I had a bunch of people saying that it sucked. And so I watched it. And I wouldn't say it sucked, but it wasn't, I thought it would be better. I will put it that way.
Yeah, just the robot brain in me just wonders why a pro wrestling company would have an event such as this.
Well, because for some reason, Shiloh Hill decided he wanted to be Mr. NXT because he's all about NXT. And then this other fella showed up from England, Mr. England, Tristan Angels, who in England legitimately, besides being a seventh-generation sheep shearer, I'm not making any of this up, besides being a seventh-generation sheep shearer, he actually had won competitions like this in England. And so he says, no, you can't be Mr. NXT. I'm the only person that could possibly be Mr. NXT here. And so Shiloh said, well, we're just going to have a contest. And so they announced it. That's the least of our problems.
So you're saying that if, like, in the midst of Monday Night Football, one of the players just went, I want to be Mr. NFL, that the next week we tuned in for Monday Night Football, they would have a competition with judges
Lance,
during the program
you see,
to name Mr. NFL?
If football had 2 hours to fill every week, and a lot of it was boring, then yes, they might actually decide to do that. And actually, this was a pretty good show, but we'll get to the full review, but I want to at least talk about this because you didn't see it. So, first, like, the thing that they did was, like, they had a live audience. Like, they did this in, like, a backstage area where they set up bleachers, and, like, Hank and Tank are there, and, you know, randos they pull off the street. And so there were, like, 3 things they had to do. First, they had to show formal wear, casual wear, and swimsuits. And so they all came out in their outfits and everything like that. And then the second one was a talent show. And for the talent show, it was actually pretty impressive, to be honest, because Shiloh starts and he goes, I'm going to solve a Rubik's Cube in 1 minute. And so he fiddles with the thing, and, you know, they show shots of the people, and then all of a sudden he's got it done in less than a minute. Probably work, but whatever. So then Mr. England, he tries to do the Rubik's Cube, and of course he hideously fails. And so Tristan goes, well, you know what? I got one more talent. So he comes out and he starts juggling 3 balls. And as he's juggling 3 balls, Shiloh Hill suddenly wheels past him on a unicycle juggling. And I was like, that's actually a talent. Wow. So obviously he won that one. And then the last one was speaking. They both had to cut a promo. And
the talent is speaking.
Yeah, well, public speaking. So anyway, you know, it was, and then the fans voted, and they voted for Shiloh. And then, of course, Tristan attacked him and beat him down with a cane. But anyway, the weirdest part about this is last week they announced that they were going to have 3 very special big-name judges, okay? And you're thinking, well, you know, they brought main roster talent, you know, Undertaker. It could be like Undertaker and Rey Mysterio and, you know, somebody else.
You thought Undertaker
I don't know.
was going to judge this?
Dude, that'd be awesome.
He's going to judge the swimwear competition?
Yeah. But I was like, okay, you know, they'll 3 big stars or whatever, advertise it, like get some people watching from the main roster. So then the other day they announced that the 3, this is all they announced, okay? They just go, the 3 judges will be Evolved champion Aaron Rourke, Kit Wilson, and Matt Matthews. And, like, that's all they said. So
one of those 3.
I'm like, who are these people? What is happening? Okay? So then Tom starts to kind of figure it out. And then, you know, once the show started, it became very obvious. Aaron Rourke, the Evolved champion, is openly gay. And this Matt Matthews, the comedian, is openly gay. And Kit Wilson is not openly gay. He's actually he's married to what's her name? She was on NXT. I forget her name off the top of my head. But anyway, he plays a character where, you know, they were pretty deadly and, you know, they did the gimmick. So, and then I start figuring this out. I'm like, this is like a Pride Month thing. That's what this is. And it was like, this is what was weird. They wanted to do something for Pride Month, but they absolutely refused to, like, acknowledge it in any way. It was so weird. So anyway, that's what it was. You know, it was a Pride Month thing where they didn't want to mention Pride Month at all or acknowledge what they were doing. And they just did, like, a whole contest for it. So anyway, that's what happened. And it was fine. I think that, you know, it could have been better. But that's what they did. I think you could have had a better third round than public speaking. But that's what they chose. All right, Dynamite tonight. We have got Summer Blockbuster. Stevie Turner is who Kit Wilson is married to. You guys remember Stevie Turner? Yeah. Pac versus Mark Briscoe is on the show. John Moxley defends the Continental. Actually, well, we should actually do it the way Dave does it. All these matches should be awesome, because they actually should. Pac and Mark Briscoe, that should be awesome. John Moxley and Shane Taylor, I've seen them wrestle before, and that should be really good for the Continental title. Young Bucks and the Dogs should be awesome. Swerve and Brody in a men's Owen Hart Foundation tournament semifinal. I've seen that match many times at Defy, and that should be awesome. We got Saray and Sky Blue in the women's Owen Hart Foundation tournament. The match where Saray basically says, my neck's not good. I'm not ready to come back. I shouldn't do this match. And then Shono's like, you really shouldn't do this match. But she's doing the match.
But she'll have someone there to take her place if she gets hurt.
Yeah, if something goes wrong, she's got a pinch hitter, I think she called it. So anyway, and then Orange Cassidy and Andrade, which should be a very good match. So there should be a lot of very good matches tonight on AEW Dynamite. And speaking of AEW, the AEW Ryan Nemeth legal conflict is ongoing. Nemeth filed a lawsuit, Los Angeles Superior Court, against Tony Khan, AEW, and CM Punk in February of 2025, alleging, quote, assault and professional retaliation stemming from backstage issues at All Out September 2022. This past April, Nemeth voluntarily dismissed the case as the two sides agreed that they would go to arbitration. However, now, according to court documents obtained by Post Wrestling, they're both arguing about where arbitration will take place. So is that what's next for this Janelle Grant, Vince McMahon deal? Because
it's like a court case to decide where arbitration is?
Yeah. I mean, the judge is supposed to decide this month whether the Vince McMahon, Janelle Grant case is going to court or going to arbitration. Obviously, the WWE side is arguing that it should go to arbitration, and the Janelle Grant side is arguing the opposite. So I think this is the month where we're going to at least find out, you know, what's next. Doesn't mean it's going to be solved anytime soon, but we're going to get that's the big one, because if the judge determines, well, it says on paper you all signed it, any issues need to go to arbitration, well, it's all said and done. We'll never hear about it again. Although, you know, it is not funny, but it's Vince. The whole we talked about this the other day, like, you know, how much of wrestling has completely changed because this guy wouldn't pay his $1 million or whatever. This guy's worth billions, and he stopped paying her. And of course, his argument is, once this got leaked to the Wall Street Journal, he figured the only way this could possibly get leaked is if she talked.
Which is BS.
That's what he says. Hold on a second. So
his claim is BS.
But the point is,
I'm not questioning what he said.
He said the only way that this could have possibly leaked is if she talked. So therefore, I am not going to pay her anymore. Okay?
When he should have went to arbitration.
Exactly. But now he's claiming, well, you know, she's upset, we need to go to arbitration. Well, it's like, why didn't you go to arbitration? Why'd you stop paying? Oh, because it's the usual Vince McMahon. I'll sign a contract. You have to abide by your terms. I don't have to abide by mine. That's Vince.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I guess we'll find out about arbitration in two different cases. coming up maybe later this month. For sure, the Vince McMahon is supposed to be this month. All right, we'll talk about the rest of NXT when we come back from the break. Back in a moment, Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. We got a big Elimination Chamber report here. And also Collision from Saturday, which actually was a pretty damn good show in its own right.
I was not told to watch Collision.
Vinny?
I forgot to text him Thursday night. I figured he'd be in bed. I said I'd do it tomorrow. And then Friday I bought a car. I was busy, and I've been forgot. John comes out, looks into the camera, and says, "There's a vibe in here tonight."
Sure is.
I'll say. Punk's eyes are bugging out of his head. Seth is still there screaming, "Die, die!" And Seth gets his way. Punk dies. John Cena wins. I thought the finish of this was incredible. Great stuff.
God, Travis Scott. Jesus God almighty. This was exactly like when Hogan used to come to the ring, Dennis Rodman trailing him, and Dennis Rodman was like on another planet. He had no idea where he was at, stumbling to the ring. He had basically have to drag him down there. This Travis Scott was on another planet, dude.
Well, the first time he was on the show was on that Raw show. He was smoking a blunt in the audience.
They go from the hug to a shot of Cena's angry heel face, and they cut right to Rock On. And then he kicks him right in the balls. And the crowd freaked out. The John Cena turned heel. Hulk Hogan, he was getting booed before he turned. It was a risk, but, they were getting sick of the guy anyway. The problem with Steve Austin was he was the top babyface, and there was nobody to replace him when he turned. John Cena's been gone forever. He comes back. It's not like he was going to be the top babyface. They got 50 babyfaces. Cody's the biggest babyface they got. There's no risk whatsoever turning John Cena heel. He's 10 times more interesting now. The Cena and Cody feud is 1,000 times more interesting.
Travis hit Cody Rhodes in the face as hard as he could. I bet that sucked.
This was a big deal, and I didn't see it coming.
You guys need to listen to Observer Live on Friday.
No thanks.
Because some dude called in, all bombastic and outrageous.
Do y'all think that John Cena is going to be the one that turns heel and joins The Rock as his champion?
No chance. And I shot him down. I laughed at him.
Wow.
I said it's not going to happen. John Cena's here to sell tickets and merch as a babyface for his last year. He ain't turning heel.
They need to make shirts for John Cena that just say, "Can you see me now?"
I got to apologize to old Dwayne. I thought that guy was out of his mind. He got me. This is awesome. I cannot wait to see where they go here. Or does no one care?
No one cares.
Okay.
At least I don't.
I'm fine with, giving the numbers for a show, but any comparisons are just pointless. There's no point to it. SmackDown did 1.089 million viewers, 0.24. So that's pretty good. And then
until they change the formula next week.
Well, that's the point. That's why you can't do any comparisons. But we should know what the numbers are, because whenever you think of the numbers are going to be used when, for AEW, when it's time for them to, their next television deal. They're going to have to start negotiating here soon. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. I mean, whether they're real or fake, that's what they're going by. The Raw numbers, terrible. June 1 looks like the all-time record low viewership for Raw, which again is hard to determine because, various formulas are being used, but it did not do well. The afternoon shows don't. And the Saturday Collision did 496,000 viewers and a .08, which actually for Collision is not too bad. So that's good. All right, NXT opened up with Noam Dar and Romeo Moreno against Axiom and Nathan Frazier. This was straight out AEW here in multiple ways. Number one, it was like a really good all-action match. Very good TV match. And number two, did anybody know that Axiom and Nathan Frazier were going to wrestle on NXT? Anybody? I read the lineup for NXT on this show yesterday, hours before the show. No mention whatsoever that Axiom and Nathan Frazier were wrestling on the show. And then, during the show, Guanzon goes, didn't they set it up last week? Yeah, they did. On social media. A lot of good that did. So anyway, that was stupid. And you know the other thing, I almost want to complain about this, but I'm kind of so much over it, I don't care.
I think you are.
Do you realize, Lance, that they had a Kendall Wren backstage segment, a Miles and Tavion backstage segment with Vanity Project, a Tony D promo backstage. Actually, I'll get to that one. A Mr. Stone Naraku segment backstage and a Culling segment backstage. How many was that? Did I read 7?
Sure.
Not a single one of them had a single backstage graphic, okay? Now, I actually don't care anymore. I'll care probably on a different day. This one, it was actually almost funny because not only did they not have a graphic for every single backstage segment I just read, but there was one segment that had graphics on it. It involved Mr. Stone and Naraku. And as the God of heaven almighty is my witness, they actually doubled up the graphics. They had Naraku, and then they had Naraku over his own name, and they had Mr. Stone and Mr. Stone over his own name. I was dying. I was like, oh my God.
They're just trolling you.
I mean, it has to be. At this point, it has to be. Because I went off last week about graphics. In the next show, they had no graphics whatsoever, except for one segment where they had doubled up blurred graphics. I was like, God, whatever, who cares? Not my show. I'm not the one doing a .08 or whatever. So anyway, this opening match was great. Axiom, and it's funny as well. So Axiom and Nathan Frazier, when they were in NXT, for like a year, they were teasing that they were going to break up. And then they go to the main roster, and they have no issues whatsoever. And now they've come back for a random, unadvertised match on NXT. And the whole match they tease they might break up. It was amazing. But they won. And Nathan hit the Phoenix Splash, got the pin. Liked the match.
Axiom got the pin.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, he was legal. Sorry, Robot Brain. Had a Kendall segment backstage, and then they did the Mr. NXT, the first round, told fans to vote with a QR code. Then we had Mason, Rook, and Naraku in a number 1 contenders match. And they kind of went back and forth early, and Naraku hit a Lex Luger Yokozuna body slam. And then, Rook ended up hitting a cannonball in the corner, at which point Booker T in 2026 yelled, "Where's the beef?" Which I think was a thing when I was 10. Just a long time ago.
Long time ago, dude.
And then this Cam fella jumped up on the apron. Mason was distracted, and Naraku hit Everything Is Evil and got the pin. I got to say, it is amazing that, I'm just watching Evil have straight wrestling matches every week. No interference. I mean, there was a guy that, he didn't interfere, on behalf of Naraku. He just ran down there, but, no House of Torture. No, he's just having straight wrestling matches. And, he's a good wrestler. I hope Tony Khan feels bad right now, by the way. Tony Khan apparently didn't like Evil. I think he was just a mark for that House of Torture stuff. This guy can work. How do you not like Evil? Come on. Then we had some more backstage segments and a Tate Wilder. Did you watch this Tate Wilder video package?
I did not, no. Is this the guy that takes unnecessary risks? It's not a gimmick I would want to live up to
Lance,
in 2026.
Do you have it on your phone or something where you can watch this during the break?
I I could grab my iPad.
I'm pretty sure this guy is supposed to be a babyface. And this was one of the cockiest interviews in NXT history. Like, it has to be seen to be believed, I think. And Kendall Gray and Kalani Jordan, I thought this match was quite great. And
I really enjoyed this. I haven't seen much Kendall Gray, so I was.
You haven't?
No, I was very impressed and quite happy with this match. My favorite part, though, was probably surprised you. It was them trading strikes leading into her comeback, because they didn't just stand there and go your turn, my turn with punches. They actually both sold and kept trading different strikes back and forth leading into the comeback. Thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, this was one of the better Kalani Jordan matches I've seen in a long time. There was like no goofy gymnastics. Actually, there was one spot where she decided to randomly throw a back handspring, and Kendall grabbed her and Germaned her. I laughed. So that was worthwhile. And Kendall's great. And yeah, she got the win. Shades of gray out of nowhere. And so, yes, it is a singles match, believe it or not. Kendall versus Lola for the title at the upcoming PLE. We had Jasper Troy and Dion Lennox. This is kind of when this show, I got nothing against these guys, but like nobody cared. And it wasn't much of a match. And then, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure your robot brain will find some hip twist or something, but like, Dion grabbed this dude and pinned him with a body slam. That's what happened.
There was a lot of odd-looking moves in this one, if you will.
Yeah, like Jasper, I mean, they've given him sort of a push, but like, he made a comeback. He hit a slam. He went up for a Vader bomb. And Dion moved and then grabbed him and body slammed him and pinned him. Like, he pinned him with a body slam. Did 1974? That's what happened. And then Saquon attacked Osiris with a baseball bat.
And then for some reason ran away from... Is this the Bookworm?
No, the Bookworm is Dion Lennox, the guy in the match.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. But he attacked the one dude with the baseball bat.
And then ran away from the Bookworm even though he was armed. Correct.
Yeah. The Bookworm just ran towards him. The guy with the bat ran away.
Yes, that's what happened.
That was odd.
Yeah. At the end of the Mr. NXT contest, which we talked about. And then Keanu Carver is upset that Naraku is getting a title shot, even though they had a number one contenders match, which Naraku won. So Keanu wants an opponent. And if Mr. Stone doesn't get him one, he's going to get his own. That's what he said. We had a culling segment backstage, which was... I swear this is what happened in this segment. Did you watch this one?
Yeah.
Izzy is upset because she has been entered into the speed tournament. Why am I in the speed tournament, she says. Spears comes up and says, it's my idea. Because if you win another title, we can be on top of this division. And Izzy goes, that is a good idea. Like, what? Who wrote this?
She had to have it explained to her that winning a title might be good for her.
Who wrote this segment? Like, you're on my list, whoever wrote this. It's terrible. Then the main event was Tatum and Zarya. Tatum, yeah. I think that's part of your body. She faced Zarya for the North American Women's title. And this match was not as good as I was expecting, for being honest. There was just something about it. I am a big fan of Tatum as a worker. I think she's a pretty good worker. But there was something about this match that was like, everything she did had to be something weird. Like, I got to do a flip here. I got to do a flip here. I got to do a twist here. I got to flip into this. I got to twist into this. I got to flip. I was like, could we just have a match? And then Zarya, you know, she avoided a moonsault to the floor, F5 on the floor, speared her in the ring, hit an F5, pinned her. And, you know, people just don't get it, Lance. You ever heard that? You just don't
I've heard you mention that once or
I'm going to
twice.
explain this to these idiot fans because I can already hear what they're going to say. Guys. Yes, Zarya should be the North American champion. And, like, I'm happy she finally won this title. But, guys, here's the deal. And this is actually a thing that's driving me nuts in every company. I'm talking Raw, SmackDown, AEW, NXT, And it's actually, New Japan's even more weird. But, like, when Vince was around, there was no long-term booking whatsoever. Every Monday, he would announce matches for the following Tuesday or the following Monday, and then the following Monday would come and none of the matches. Like, it was just like they never got announced. They would just not happen. Like, he couldn't book long-term to save his freaking life. And so, like, all people did for years was complain about no long-term booking, Vince just whatever, hot shots, etc. And so, like, Tony Khan starts AEW, and he starts doing, like, longer-term booking. And, like, everyone was, like, happy. Oh, my God, we actually announce matches and then do what's announced. It was like, mind-blowing to people. Well, then Vince is out of here, and Triple H takes over, and now he does the same thing. We're going to do long-term booking. We're going to have a story that's going to go a long time. Well, golly, holy smokes. I mean, now it's like everything in life, the pendulum has to swing all the way the other direction. Now it's like, I've been watching this Bloodline for 5 years. And God, AEW, they take, I mean, we still haven't seen that Keith Lee match with, like, Swerve. But the point is, like, now everybody goes the opposite way. Everybody's got to just drag this stuff out forever. And, like, as soon as Zarya won this title, this is my point, she wins a belt, and I was just like, we're 6 months too late, man. Like, this thing with Zarya and Sol Ruka and Sol winning titles and Zarya wanting to win titles, bro, that was 6 months ago. The Sol's gone. She's on the main roster. She's won belts up there now. It's like they finally pulled the trigger on this. And it's like, I'm over it. It should have been done months ago. They wanted to keep Javon for another year. They were going to give Javon the NXT title like Saudi WrestleMania weekend. Guys, what's taking so long? God. Yeah, Zarya's the North American champion now, like 6-8 months after she should have won it. And here we are. It's like, can we just, like, get things going? When it's time, there's an old Buddy Wayne. When it's time, he used to say.
Well, you could argue the story is that she couldn't succeed until Soul left.
She's
Soul
been gone for months, dude.
Has she got a title shot in that time, or
God.
is this her first?
I gotta go to a break. Observer Live. Just a quick note before this free video. If you click like and subscribe, I'd be very thankful. Granny, how are you feeling?
I'm good. Set up an exercise program.
What kind of exercises are you doing?
Well, for one thing, just sitting.
I got that one down. Sounds like my exercise program.
Your exercise is just sitting.
Who was the most inspiring person you have ever met?
Granny of late.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing better.
I'll have to say myself.
Okay.
What's the best part about having a massive heart attack?
Not dying, I guess.
There you go. Good answer.
Jeez, what a question.
Which vegetable would you send to outer space for aliens to try?
Broccoli.
How do you have that so quickly?
Ridiculously fast answer.
You've thought about this before.
It was at WrestleMania, the one in Phoenix. I can't remember which one.
I gotta go. I have to sneeze.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Granny. Granny laid on the guilt trip to end all guilt trips. Sorry, I wrote. Forgot we going 30 minutes late. And then you began. Gee, thanks. 30 minutes late. Was not told. Aggravating. I guess my time doesn't mean anything. Jeez.
Wow.
Golly. You happy, Granny? You made me so angry. You're over there snickering, laughing at what you've done. God.
Good.
You're going to have a heart attack.
Anything else?
Granny.
Yeah.
Goody.
Goody, she says. The news of you having a
What
cardiac
medication
arrest.
did they give you? To make the heart blacker? You enjoying yourself, quietly giggling over there? All right, Granny. What have you got today?
Nothing.
All right, we'll see you later.
You better have something after all that.
Liv Morgan versus Ray Ripley. Just recently.
That's the date.
You told me that you watched CM Punk and Drew and didn't watch any more of the show, but this was on the show.
I know. I watched this one because I wanted to see what happened with Dominic. In which Midwestern city did rapper Eminem grow up?
Detroit.
Eminem.
8 Mile.
Okay, we had a new segment. Granny reads rapper names. That's
I'm an M.
I am an M.
Eminem.
Yep.
Eminem.
Ryan Adams covered an entire Taylor Swift album. What is the name of that album?
Ryan
1989.
Adams.
That's the right answer, dum-dum.
Excuse me.
Okay, now I'll quit picking on Brian and go away.
Thanks, Granny. Hey, I should mention there have been some issues the last couple of days with the downloads and such. It should all be fixed right now. Apparently, the server got switched. They told us like at the last second, and it took a couple days for everything to get working. But all of the shows should be available for those of you that do Downcast or Overcast or whatever you use. Front page should be working again. Shouldn't have been any issue with Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube. They should all be up there.
Your Observer Radio from Monday still isn't.
That should be. Check again.
I just did.
Well, it's up on mine, so it must be working.
On your Downcast?
Yeah.
There's a June 9th show?
Observer Radio, June 9th. Wrestling Observer Radio. Bryan Alvarez, Dave Meltzer. Back with tons to talk about, including the latest on the White House UFC on Sunday.
It's not even available in the archives.
What's your height to waist ratio, Lance? Are you too fat for this show?
I wouldn't think so, but...
They're very specific, man. Very specific. No fatties allowed.
Well, I wasn't planning on going anyway, so...
Okay. I'm not either. Well, anyway, that should be fixed, everybody. And you can listen to all the shows. We got a lot of ways to listen. WrestlingObserver.com is the main site with archives dating back to 2005. But if you only want to pay $9.99, we got f4wonline.com/YouTube, where you can watch the shows live and get the replays whenever you want. Spotify, f4wonline.com/Spotify, audio and video on Spotify. You can watch the shows on video with a Spotify subscription. And if you have Apple and you like Apple Podcasts, $9.99, and the Apple Podcasts have a free trial. So check it out. After Dark is a replay today, and then we should be back in action for the foreseeable future next week. And a lot of stuff coming up, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow as well. And that's it. We'll talk to you again after a while.